Hi everyone, this is Michael Balesta. What a great Saturday night in Denver for the Cleveland Browns as they picked up their sixth win of the season. It is the first win against the Broncos in 28 years, so it was one that had been long overdue. The defense made an early statement. Myles Garrett stuffed Philip Lindsay in on the first play from scrimmage, then Jamie Collins sacked quarterback Case Keenum for a loss of 8. Joe Schobert helped to complete a 3-and-out series by tackling Lindsay after Keenum threw his direction. The field flipped in Cleveland's favor, and the Browns' offense started at their own 49-yard line, and they wasted no time marching down the field. Baker Mayfield, who won Player of the Week for the fifth time this year after the Browns beat Carolina last week, completed a 19-yard pass to Jarvis Landry. After a 1-yard run by Nick Chubb and an incomplete pass, Mayfield found Brashad Perriman, and 31 yards later, the opening points went Cleveland's way. Greg Joseph tacked on the point after to give the Browns a 7-0 lead. Prior to kickoff, taking the altitude into consideration, I had felt that Cleveland needed a good start in order to avoid playing uphill in the second half. Visiting teams can wear down under the conditions in Colorado, so seeing the Browns coming out strong really set the tone. Once again, the defense was able to do their job and not yield a first down on Denver's ensuing possession. Cleveland got good starting field position once again as they were just past their own 35. After Chubb got 3 yards, Mayfield could not connect with either Duke Johnson nor Antonio Callaway, so punter Britton Colquitt did his part to pin the Broncos inside their own 15. The Browns' defense this time could not make the big play to get off the field. Chris Smith and Jannard Avery did a nice job on first down to track down Royce Freeman, but Keenum found Tim Patrick for back-to-back receptions to allow Denver to wiggle out of a 2nd and 17 situation. Collins picked up a personal foul penalty on the 6th play of the drive, but 2 plays later would atone with a tackle for loss on Lindsay. Unfortunately, Matt Lacoste moved the chains on 3rd and 10. Later on, Terrence Mitchell did not turn his head to look for the ball on 2nd and 8 at the Cleveland 28 and committed defensive pass interference. Keenum ran the ball in on 3rd and goal, and Brandon McManus tied the game at 7 with less than 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Though Todd Davis managed to tackle the rookie quarterback for a 5-yard loss on 2nd and 8, Mayfield, like last week, was able to overcome being behind schedule, down and distance-wise, as he connected with David Njoku for 20 yards to the Cleveland 45. Chubb would get 5 more yards, but back-to-back incomplete passes meant another punt. The good news was that Colquitt was able to force another long field for the Denver offense, but the bad news was that on this drive and the one before, they could not force fourth down. Cortland Sutton was on the receiving end for 12 yards on first down from the Broncos' 13, then a 6-yard reception on 3rd and 3 moved the sticks. Lacoste picked up 10 the very next play, followed by Brian Parker's catch for 11. After successive grabs by Sutton and Andre Holmes, Brian Price had had enough as he met Lindsay in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Avery limited Patrick for 3, forcing McManus to come in 2 plays later, and his 44-yard field goal gave the hosts a 10-7 lead almost midway through the second quarter. DeMonte Pecco picked up a defensive holding penalty after Mayfield threw an incompletion. After that, things started clicking on offense for Cleveland once again. Chubb gained 12, then Mayfield found Rashard Higgins for 11. Johnson ran for another 15, and by that point, the Browns were in scoring territory. The drive looked like it would stall on 3rd and 10 as Mayfield was taken down by Bradley Chubb, but Justin Simmons gave Cleveland new life with his holding infraction. Nick Chubb has had nowhere to go on first down, and Baker unsuccessfully targeted Njoku and Landry, forcing Joseph to nail a 40-yard field goal to square the match at 10 inside 5 minutes before the break. Both Jabril Peppers and DeMonte Thomas would get interceptions sandwiched by an exchange of punts, so it kept the score tied going into the second 30 minutes of play. The Browns got the ball first in the third quarter and slowly but surely were on their way down the field chewing up clock. Nick Chubb got back-to-back 4-yard runs, then Johnson hauled in a pass for 5 and then another 5 for Antonio Callaway through the air. Chubb and Mayfield kept it on the ground for 4 and 3 respectively, as the latter was converted on 3rd and 1. It was back to Antonio for 2 of the next 3 plays, the latter for 12 and a first down, but a taunting penalty put the ball back just past midfield. On 4th and 3 from the Broncos' 45, Njoku came through with a catch. 3 plays following that, Mayfield was strip-sacked by Adam Gotsis, and Derek Wolfe put Denver back on offense with the recovery. The 9-minute drive proved costly, not just because they went 9 minutes on the drive without any points to show for it, but the Broncos went 8 plays and kicked a 42-yard field goal and retook the lead. Larry Ogunjobi and Peppers made important tackles to stall the drive. Garrett was over anxious to get a running start and picked up an offside penalty. Thankfully, the decision did not yield a touchdown. Following the score, things did not get much better as Greg Robinson got an offensive holding penalty 1 play after the touchback. Mayfield threw incomplete to Chubb, but things got heated on the next play. Rashad Perriman got called for taunting on an offsetting penalty, and had he walked away, Cleveland would have had a first down instead of facing 3rd and 14 at their own 21-yard line in the final minute of the third quarter, but they punted following a Von Miller sack. Things began to turn Cleveland's way as T.J. Carey intercepted Case Keenum on the second play of the fourth quarter to give the Browns the ball in plus territory at the 48. Baker found Jarvis Landry for 12 yards, then tried to establish the run, but Chubb only got 1 yard. Mayfield then tried Higgins for the longest play in terms of yards on the drive at 19 yards, down to the 16 of Denver. Duke Johnson rushed for 8, then Landry caught a short pass to set up a goal-to-go situation at the 2. Mayfield was able to find Callaway for the go-ahead touchdown, and with less than 12 minutes left, the Browns led 17-13. The Broncos would not go away quietly as Lindsey and Deshaun Hamilton were in large part responsible for a 13-play scoring drive. However, Trevin Coley on 3rd and 1 stopped Philip Lindsay in his tracks for no gain, and from the Cleveland 6, Denver committed a delay of game infraction before connecting on a 29-yard field goal by Brandon McManus. With just over 4.5 minutes left, the margin was 1. Cleveland tried to chew up the clock courtesy of Chubb after the touchback. He would gain 40 yards on the first play of the series. Nick would get the ball in his hands for the subsequent 5 plays, but on 3rd and 6, Mayfield completed a pass to Njoku on 3rd and 6 at the Broncos 15 and appeared to reach the ball out to the 9 as a first down would have iced the game. However, the referee spotted the ball a full yard short of the first down marker. I thought it was no worse than a foot short. Cleveland bypassed the option to kick a field goal to go back up by 4 to try to get 1 yard on 4th down to try to end the game. Instead, Chubb was caught in the backfield by Gotsis, and Denver would get one last chance from their own 12. Keenum spotted Lacoste for 14 and 8 for Hamilton to get the ball out to the 35. 2 incomplete passes later, it was 4th down, but the Browns could not finish the contest as Devontae Booker picked up a 15-yard reception to midfield. After a spike to stop the clock and 2 more Keenum incompletions, the Cleveland defense needed to step up to prevent the chance for the Broncos to get into field goal range. Jabril Peppers came in and sacked the University of Houston quarterback to end the game, and with 39 seconds left, the Browns got the ball back on downs, and Mayfield took a knee to run out the clock. Cleveland was able to silence the Denver crowd and escape with the victory. Checking the standings in the AFC North, the Browns are realistically going to finish their season on the 30th of December unless a miracle happens in the playoff picture. But if nothing else, Cleveland will have a chance to finish their home campaign with a win as they will take on the Bengals at 1 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday. The Browns enter this Week 16 game 6-7-1, while Cincinnati is 6-8. I think the goal at this point is to finish the season with a winning record, which they still have an opportunity to do, should they win their final 2 games. Elsewhere within the division, the 8-6 Ravens play the 11-3 Chargers in Los Angeles on Saturday at 8:20. The Steelers at 8-5-1 face the 12-2 Saints in New Orleans Sunday at 4:25. In the AFC playoff standings, Kansas City is 11-3. Houston sits at 10-4 as both would have a bye week as things stand. New England at 9-5 and Pittsburgh would each host wild card games. The Los Angeles Chargers and Baltimore Ravens would be the road teams as the 5th and 6th seeds. Over in the NFC, New Orleans leads the pack, followed by the Los Angeles Rams, who are 11-3. Both would be exempt from the wild card round, while the Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings, and Eagles would be in action on the first weekend of the playoffs. Dallas and Seattle are each 8-6. Minnesota is 7-6-1, while last year's Super Bowl winners are 7-7. On the basketball court, the Cavaliers defeated the Knicks Wednesday 113 to 106. Cleveland led for most of the game, especially in the second quarter, as they led by as many as 22 points. But New York came back late in the fourth quarter as Kevin Knox hit a three with just over a minute left to cut the Cavs' lead to 105-104. After Knox made a dunk with 32.5 seconds remaining following an empty Cleveland trip, Rodney Hood came up with a clutch basket for points 22 and 23 and the lead back. After the Knicks called timeout with 23.7 left, Emmanuel Mudiay missed a jump shot. Zeddy Osman secured the rebound and made 2 free throws to give Cleveland a 3-point lead with less than 16 seconds on the clock. Larry Nance Jr.'s third steal of the game was big as he took advantage of Mudiay's turnover. Then Nance was also the game's leading rebounder with 11 as the team misses the on-court presence of Tristan Thompson on the glass. Matthew Dellavedova would add 2 free throws. Then after a Damian Dotson miss, David Wamba put an exclamation point on the game with a dunk. Jordan Clarkson went 12 for 21 to finish with 28 points, and Colin Sexton added 19 in the victory. On Friday, the Bucks beat Cleveland 104 to 102. The Cavs, for periods of time, were able to hang in single digits, but trailed wire to wire in the loss. Milwaukee only turned the ball over 9 times to Cleveland's 15. Most of the statistics were fairly even, but the Bucks have a great player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he finished with 44 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists. On the Cavaliers side, Clarkson finished with 23 while Hood scored 19. Sexton continues to gain valuable experience, but a tough setback going 2 for 11 and 5 points. Alec Burks and Dellavedova combined for 22. On Sunday, the 76ers upended the Cavs 128 to 105. Like so many games this season, Cleveland will hang around in first halves, but in the second 24 minutes, the opposition has pulled away too frequently. Philadelphia was the latest to do just that. Additionally, they put up 39 points in the fourth quarter, which spells trouble almost every time. The visitors shot 56% from the field and had a 48 to 33 advantage in rebounds. No Cavalier was able to get to the 20-point mark individually. Osman and Clarkson each finished with 18. Hood, Sexton, and Dellavedova were the other players to reach double digits in the points total. The Cavaliers play tonight at 7 and 23 in 13th place in the Eastern Conference standings, according to the NBA app. They host the 20 and 10 Indiana Pacers at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Cavaliers have a quick turnaround as they will face the Hornets in Charlotte 24 hours later before a day of rest. The schedule does not get any easier on Friday as they have another meeting with the Raptors in Canada at 7. The team returns to Ohio Sunday for a 6 o'clock game versus the Chicago Bulls. Cleveland are 7.5 games adrift of the final playoff spot. Toronto, Milwaukee, Indiana, Philadelphia, Boston, Detroit, Charlotte, and Orlando occupy the 8 postseason slots. Out west, it's Denver, Golden State, Oklahoma City, the Los Angeles Lakers, Portland, the Los Angeles Clippers, and Dallas, 1st through 8th as it currently stands. So, just a reminder that the North Texas Browns backers will be back at the Fox and Hound in Dallas this Sunday. Kickoff is at 12 p.m. Central Time. Fox and Hound is located on Midway, not far from the Bush Tollway, so be sure to bring your family and friends. Last Saturday was a great turnout, so thank you for coming. Also, please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. There are many Browns Backers Clubs locations around the Metroplex, so please search to find the Browns Backers Club closest to you, or do an internet search to find a location if you are outside of North Texas. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbalesta2blog.wordpress.com. So in short, that's http://www.mjbolesta2, the number 2, blog.wordpress.com. I am on Twitter at mjbalesta2 and on Facebook at Michael Balesta. Archive videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Balesta, Roman numeral 2. All right, well, also thanks for the notes from the NFL app as well. And just wanted to say God bless. Hope you're having a great week, and please be safe during this Christmas season, and take care.